Hello, my name is Clay Malcolm here at Advanta IRA, and for the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about IRAs investing in cryptocurrency. Keep in mind that all the information in this presentation is for education purposes only. At Advanta IRA, we do not give tax, legal, or investment advice. We don't advocate any particular investment strategy or investment vendor, and we certainly encourage you to utilize your financial team anytime you're doing the due diligence on a potential investment for your IRA. Now, there's been quite a bit of interest in IRAs investing in cryptocurrency. And first and foremost, let me just say that cryptocurrency is an allowable investment for your IRA. And what that means is that you can combine the tax advantages of your IRA with the potential returns of cryptocurrency. And in some cases, that means over time, and again, allowing those tax advantages of the account to affect the overall tax burden of the cryptocurrency investment strategy. And what I mean by that is, if your cryptocurrency investment produces an outsized return, the tax advantages of the IRA are really going to help to protect or to mitigate the overall tax burden, especially if the investment is made in a Roth IRA. Now, the other thing is that if you're a cryptocurrency trader, understand that each time you trade back into fiat currency, there can be some taxation or some gains and losses that are registered and perhaps taxed in your personal financial world, whereas in the IRA's financial world, of course, the gains are tax deferred. So this is one of the things where the IRA tax tool can be really powerful when it's combined with this particular asset class. Now, people often ask me, how is the actual investment, how is that done? And so we have two ways here at Advanta IRA for your IRA to invest in cryptocurrency. First is through an LLC. Your IRA purchases 100% share of an LLC. This is commonly known as Checkbook Control LLC. And then that LLC, a legal and financial entity that is 100% funded by your IRA, goes to the exchange or exchanges that you would like to have your IRA money invest in. And the reason that you consider the exchange, of course, is because it is the exchange that dictates which cryptocurrencies that you can get into, as well as in some cases the amount that they're going to charge per trade and things like that. I will also specify that you always want to be keeping in mind the storage method, and this has to do really with your risk tolerance, because it is the account holder that will decide which exchange to go to and how to store the cryptocurrency. So, please do take into account all of these factors as you're choosing your path or your way to invest in the cryptocurrency. I will also mention that not all exchanges allow LLCs to open an account. So if you have a preferred exchange, you might want to check and make sure that they allow for an LLC to be an investment entity. And as I mentioned before on the previous slide, one of the advantages of using the LLC method, of course, is that you can choose multiple exchanges, and you could have your IRA's money via the LLC go from one exchange to the other, or be able to move those cryptocurrencies between exchanges as you need to. The other method that we do here at Advanta is the IRA investing directly with the exchange. Now, this is one of those things where you take out the LLC middleman. Not all exchanges will work with IRAs. And so it is, again, important to do the due diligence and find out whether your Advanta IRA can actually set up an account at an exchange and have the IRA fund the account at that exchange directly. Again, you're always keeping in mind the storage component of this particular investment strategy, but the idea being that you actually have your IRA disperse funds directly to the exchange. You would still be making the trades and doing the investment decision making, but the account itself would be in the name of the IRA, and so the money would come from your IRA to the exchange where you would trade and do what you do, and then at such time as you wanted to have that money go back to the IRA proper, that's where it would go, directly back to your IRA. Now, there are a myriad of considerations that go into cryptocurrency investing, and I'm just going to touch on a couple of them here because it really is a list that you might need to take a moment with. But one of the big things is, are you going to buy and hold cryptocurrency, or are you going to trade? And part of the reason that that's important is because if you're going to trade, you're going to want to know how fast you can trade, what hours of access you have to do the trading, especially if you're going to try to time the market and things like that. So you really want to look into the logistics of the method that you are using. And in some cases, it's not just the exchange, but also your storage method to find out how you can activate that cryptocurrency or to get it in play if you want to make a trade. Again, exchanges typically dictate what cryptocurrencies are available. In some cases, the trading platform may require some technology that you may have or you may not have. It might be a video call capability so that you can authorize trades. There really is a very wide variety of security measures that are at play with these cryptocurrency exchanges, whether it's an LLC or your IRA investing directly. Storage type we talked about. So again, that can be offline or online, and what level of security. Do they have insurance? If so, what's the level of the insurance, et cetera, et cetera. Those are all things that you would look into from a due diligence perspective. The ability to transform those cryptocurrencies back into cash and to be able to get those, if that's the way that you decided to take a distribution, is certainly a factor. Now, understand this, of course, you can take a distribution of cryptocurrency in kind. You do not have to convert it back to fiat currency. But again, that strategy is really up to you. So thinking about the end game is really an important part of how you set up the investment strategy to begin with. And then, of course, with all investments, your costs and fees, whether that's the Advanta IRA fees or the fees from the exchange or the amount that it costs to execute a particular storage strategy, all of these things are part of the overall investment strategy. So I hope that you will take a moment, think about these things, decide what's best for you, and to decide on a strategy that'll work for your IRA.
And if you want to discuss these strategies with a person, just give me a call. That's my direct office line. That is also my email address. I'm happy to talk to you about the current state of IRA cryptocurrency investing, what Advanta can provide for you, and also just kind of the general ideas so that you can actually think about what kind of cryptocurrency investment strategy would work for you. So I encourage you to get the information you need to formulate the strategy that will work for you.